tell us, why did you initially choose to invest in nutrition coaching?
I had been following along on Instagram, and everything that you were saying was just really hitting home. I had tried a lot of the quick fix 30-day diets that maybe sometimes would work in that small chunk of time and then would never last. And I was tired of that and knew that I wanted some type of change, and a change that wasn't just that like quick fix that didn't work for long. So when I started following along and saw everything that, yeah, it just seemed like what I wanted, and just kind of went for it.
Was that scary? Like, did you have any fears or reservations that ran through your mind initially? Or did you know, like, nope, I'm ready to take action?
I think that I was ready to jump in and go with it. But there's always that fear of like, okay, well, here's another thing. Like, is this actually going to work? Like, it seems like it's a great thing and it seems like it's long lasting and sustainable, but is it? I feel like I had those things in my head, but knew enough that I wanted a change that I was ready to just kind of go for it.
Here you are, obviously several months into your journey. Does it feel like something that actually will stick around for you? Or do you feel like it's very similar to those things that maybe you tried for a short period of time and it just doesn't stand its ground?
I absolutely think that it will last and it will work, because so we started right at the beginning of summer, end of the school year, beginning of summer, which I feel like can be a hard time to start because I'm a teacher, so there's not structure in the summertime, and there's fun food and parties and all of the good things. So I feel like it was maybe a harder time to get started just because there were more obstacles than I might have had to face during another time. But there are always going to be obstacles. So yeah, I feel like we did kind of like the hard work and the mindset stuff that now that I'm back in school and into routine, I can implement all of those mindset shifts into what a typical routine looks like. And I have slowly been feeling a lot better, like more energy. I used to be able to sleep all the time, anywhere, anytime. I don't do that as often. And so seeing those changes makes me want to continue making sometimes the hard choice to have the goal supportive meal or a drink or whatever. But I think seeing that definitely, and seeing it over a sustained time period too, I think that makes me want to keep making those decisions because I know it makes me feel better and I can still enjoy the fun things every now and then.
I love what you said about, you didn't use the expression perfect time, but there's never a perfect time. And if you can see progress and feel confident and feel better and more energized over the summer, imagine what you can do when those barriers aren't as present. So almost it's reason enough to start even when there are plenty of barriers and bumps along the way, because then your progress only gets easier when life starts to slow down a little bit or get more structured. I don't know that it ever slows down, but yeah, that's awesome. So Juliana, tell us about some of the progress that you have seen, like anything that sticks out to you specifically that you're really proud of having accomplished.
The biggest thing would just be the energy. Like that's like the biggest physical thing that I've noticed. And my husband and I were talking about it earlier today. And he was saying that he's been able to see that change in me, that I have more energy. I seem just more up to do things and more energetic and happy, which is, everybody wants that, right? So I've definitely noticed that. But also, before I didn't have really a knowledge of food and how food works, and fed into all of the lies and myths and everything that Google tells you is basically what I knew. And so I feel like I've had 4 months of solid teaching on what actually fuels my body, what I need for my routine. I never had that before. I feel confident in the choices that I'm making because I know what those choices are.
I love that. Not blindly following like another plan that's designed for a whole bunch of people, but specifically what works for you and your body.
Yeah.
Love it. So Juliana, let's say you're talking to a friend, another woman who has tried all of the things and she is thinking like you did, what if this doesn't work? Like, what, this sounds great, but what if this is just like all the rest. What would you say to someone who was curious about one-on-one coaching and how it's different from the 30-day quick fix?
The biggest thing to me that I have noticed is the mindset change. And I know like each program has their like mindset thing that goes along with it too, but I feel like it's so specific to that program. But I feel like everything that we've worked on with mindset I've been able to implement it in so many areas of life. I have learned so much about myself that isn't really related to food. Like I thrive on routine, and I never would have thought that of myself before. But through like the work that we've done with mindset and just how I function best, I have been able to find those things. So I feel like that's what I see as the biggest difference, that it's not just the food aspect of life and making sure that those are the right things that you're putting into your body, or the right amount of what you're putting in. That's definitely part of it. But the overall mindset, the positive things that you can say to yourself, and working through why a barrier is a barrier for you, and just having somebody to talk through it with, having that accountability. Like I always knew like, well, we're going to talk next week. So like I can either ask about this, or I know Nicole's going to ask about this and I'm going to have to answer for it. To have that one-on-one accountability was really helpful, especially because a lot of the mindset things were so new to me. The reiteration was really helpful for me, that you don't really get that in other programs.
No pass fail, just constant accountability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juliana, if you had to go back and do it all over again, would you still invest in yourself by way of one-on-one nutrition coaching?
Absolutely. I absolutely would. And if I could pay for everybody to do it, I honestly would, because I have seen the difference that it's made for me. People around me have been seeing the difference that it's making in me. And yeah, I would want that for everybody. I know that sounds super cheesy and cliche, but like it really has made a big difference. And I'm really thankful that I said yes. And I definitely would do it all over again.
I'm so thankful you said yes too. And I want it for everyone as well. So not super cheesy, or maybe we're both cheesy together, but